Okay, so what is Walk on the Wild Side? Walk on the Wild Side is a 6-week journey walking into your wild side utilizing the Akashic Records. And the idea behind it is simply where we've rejected parts of ourselves over time, parts of us that we've left out in the wild, so to speak. And whenever we leave parts of our authentic self behind, we often experience levels of disempowerment. So through this course, we are journeying into our Akashic Records, which is the story of our soul's database of our past lives, our childhood, even our potential futures exist there. So we're journeying through the Akash to find and retrieve those lost parts of ourselves that have led to disempowerment, led to limiting beliefs that hold us back. This is the premise. But the real beautiful part of it is that through this journey, we actually are walking alongside a goddess. And this goddess is paired to you. So when you sign up for the course, you give me your birth data. I go into the Akashic Records and wait to see what goddess comes forward. And this goddess acts as a guide, but also a role model. She's going to represent what exactly you have left out in the wild that needs to come home. And she's going to be a role model, a mentor, a guide, someone to look up to, an embodiment of what we're working with. So this is super personalized. And for that reason, there's only 15 spots available. And the course comes in twofold. Once during this, there's a 6-week cohort. At one day during the week, there's a drop of content, it's videos, you self-study, you look at concepts, ideas. And this is about, sometimes it's neuroscience, how we leave these things come to be, it's the data that we use in the background. And then a subsequent day during the week, we meet live. And during those live sessions, there's an opportunity to ask any questions about anything that you've learned throughout the week, to troubleshoot any issues. But here's where the magic really happens. On those live calls, they are guided Akashic journeys. So you hunker in, you settle in, and I guide you through a meditation where we journey to the Akashic Records where you can locate your stories and walk alongside your goddess. And she's able to work with you and show you past lives, childhood memories, things that travel through the ancestral line that you're currently healing and working on. But you might be wondering, is this kind of like shadow work? A little bit, but it kind of takes a different approach because it's empowered. This isn't about feeling sorry for yourself. This is about locating a story and organizing it, archiving it, letting it go. It is about empowerment. We're here to walk alongside these goddesses, and damn it, if they are not powerful. This is deity work. And they are real and they are present and you feel them. This isn't just a made up imaginary thing. They're there and you'll know it. That's why I call this my most magical program, because I still am shocked about what kind of things happen for people in their journeys, but also these Akashic journeys filter through into reality. And we start to see a lot of changes and shifts in our reality as well. It's really incredible. I look forward to it every year. So just some things to note about the course is, yes, you are certainly going to be paired with a deity and you will recognize that this person is there. I've had some people say, as soon as I was revealed who that goddess was, I felt an immense amount of joy or sensuality or empowerment or grace. It's such a beautiful feeling to have such an empowered goddess working alongside us. It's just, the magic speaks for itself. And obviously, because everyone's paired with a different goddess, everyone's working on their own wild side. It's so subjective. There's so many different things, but here's some of the things that speak for itself. This is a course that people often repetitively do. They do it once. They can't believe the change, the shifts, the aha moments that translate to their real life. This isn't just, I had an aha moment in a meditation. This stuff translates to reality. Job opportunities, new levels of confidence, advancements in careers. It's so potent. I can't get over it. And they say every year I do this, I unlock another level of success, another level of this, another level of empowerment. And some of the transformation I've witnessed it's life-changing. And I sometimes feel shocked and maybe a little bit inferior that these things happen. I don't always know why the goddesses allow me to work with them in this way or hold this container, but I'm eternally grateful for it. I can't believe it. And if you need a taste of magic, if you need to remember what reality is, and it's this magical when everything's possible kind of event, this is the course for you. So people do tend to redo it over and over again. They find it's the best way to start the year. It sets the tone for the year, and magic just continues to unfold. So having said that, we have 15 spots available. I only run this once a year, very specifically at this portal, because it's right between the New Year and then the spring equinox, which is kind of the energetic reset. So we do it right in this window. It's during Pisces and Aquarius season. So we're able to tap into that dreaming space, that intuitive space more greatly. And we wrap the course up right when we're going through that rebirth spring equinox portal. So it's very intentional. We only do it during this time of year, and there's only 15 spots, and people do redo it. So it sells out every year. And if you want in on it, you do have to kind of act fast, because otherwise you're not going to make it till the next year. But anyways, it's such a beautiful experience, beautiful journey. So some of the comments we have are, it is life-changing. It has been extremely empowering. It has opened up this world of opportunity. Just to like rattle off a few things that I noticed from last year or the last few years, there's been this deep sense of authenticity where we no longer care. Certain people no longer care how people think of them, and they've been able to live in this self-expressed way, wearing clothes that really showcases their personality. I've seen people develop this sense of confidence and launch new business careers and podcasts, and I've seen money move through. I've seen blocks that they never thought they'd ever find that are directly related to what the goddess is teaching. It's so cool. I don't know. It's, there's just so much, and I don't want to, it's very personal. So I don't want to say anything because, lots of people do redo it, and I don't want to be airing everyone's dirty laundry, even though it's anonymous, but it's magical. So here's what you can expect. So for the 6-week window of time, there's the two major events, right? You get the content to study and the Akashic journey. When you enroll before the course starts, you will get a baseline reading, which is when I've journeyed to the Akashic record, your Akashic record, and figure out what goddess wants to work with you and why. So you get this little 10 to 15 minute reading. Here's your goddess. Why? This is why she's come for you. That's where we start. And then we roll through the Akashic journeys, and sort of these stories begin to unfold. And then as we sort of wrap up, so between the last 2 weeks, you actually get a 1-hour one-on-one session with me to make sure that whatever you're seeing in the dream time, whatever you're seeing in the dream space, whatever you feel she's teaching you, I can kind of be a sounding board and help clarify these things. I usually also channel a few messages from that goddess to you. And it just kind of ties everything up really nicely to make sure that no stone's unturned, no one's confused, all these kinds of things. And then the final course, the final live meetup, is one of my favorite things. The whole time I just sob, where everyone in the group gets a chance to share what their goddess was teaching them. So it's this presentation, and usually I encourage creativity. So poetry or a video, or, you can just do a presentation. I'm prone to doing PowerPoints, but it's because I don't have time to be as creative as the host. And we share amongst the group what each goddess taught the individual, so that we're learning from each other as well. And usually everyone who ends up in the group of 15 is very connected by one similar theme. Every year the theme is different, but it's just so cool. So we actually get to learn through other people. Along the way, if you can't make the live events, the replays are available where you can listen to the Q&A and you can partake in the Akashic journey. And then we also have like a group forum. So for people that live in awkward time zones and it's difficult to meet up, or you have young children, you are able to still connect with the group through this forum, because at the end of every guided journey, I leave time in the live calls to share what came through. And if I can start to see themes, I'll sort of help you put things together, like, oh, I'm starting to see this theme for you and this theme for you. So if you're not making it to the live events, you don't get that extra insight from what I'm witnessing in your journey. So we have a forum, and for the people who are missing out on the live calls, you get to post about your journeys there, and you get to listen to the replay, of course, and everyone gets to see what you're going through. And then I'm able to comment on your dream journey and really say, oh, okay, here's sort of some themes. Are you seeing this? Because sometimes it's difficult to see the themes within our own life. So I'm here as a sounding board the entire time. So there's the forum, there's the content, there's the Akashic journeys, there's the one-on-one session, there's the baseline reading, there's the creative presentation where we all get to learn from each other at the end. It is just, honestly, words sometimes can't describe the magic. You got to be there. But another thing we're introducing, this is the first year, we're having an alumni meeting. So Everyone who did the previous year, again, it's in the beginning of the year, we're meeting 1 year later and we're going to revisit and talk about, how did your goddess guide you throughout the whole year? And we're going to share and connect about what's evolved over that year, which is a new thing that we've introduced. Very exciting because even I was working on things mid-year last year and I was like, wait a minute, this is my goddess. And I maybe haven't put it together yet, but I usually do it as well. So I'm in there with you. I'm having Akashic journeys. I'm posting about them. I have a goddess. I have a presentation. We do it together. This is all of us reclaiming parts of our wild self. And it is a lot. There's so much that happens in the 6 weeks. It's unbelievable. And as I've tried to relay it to you, how are we getting this done in 6 weeks? But yet it happens to take place. It's so magical. It's a beautiful welcome into the year. And I think, if I was to say, what are some of the frequently asked questions? Do I have to attend live? No. The replays are there. There's a group forum. The only one I really encourage people to be there for is the final call, which you're going to know about way in advance, what day, what time that is, because that's where we do those presentations and we get to share about what we really learned through and through, what we feel it's illuminating inside of us, what our wilderness was. And it's so beautiful to be a part of. And it's so beautiful for you to be able to share. So I always say, try to make it to that one. But if you can't, no stress. The forum is there for you. You get to watch the replay of everybody else's presentations and goddess stories. But you also have, and I will harass you to share on the forum. So you will do a write-up. You'll post the link to a video you made. You'll post your poem there or whatever it is that you've created. And we all get to witness it through us. So just because you can't make the live final call, you still will be encouraged to participate. And it's a small group, a small 15 people group, right? If you're like, oh my God, sharing, it's a small group and we're going to be bonded over whatever common theme arises in the year that's to come. And so you don't have to attend live. Do you have to have experience with meditation? Do you have to be a good meditator? And the answer is no. Obviously, if you have experience and you're good at meditating, well, that's great. It's going to be an asset to you. But it is not necessary through the course to have any experience with meditation. And I'll tell you why. Number one, with this course, you also get an attunement to the Akashic records, which means I attune your energy after you enroll so that you can access the data in the Akashic records more easily. This is what I do for all my students who are learning the Akashic records. So you get this beautiful attunement, which is going to make it naturally easier. Throughout the course also, I have tips and tools about how to discern or interpret your Akashic journeys. So if you're someone who doesn't really see things, but you more feel things, there's prompts and invitations to feel into that. If you're someone who second guesses and overthinks things, I give you tools to use to clarify that. I also am here to help you interpret it. That's the beautiful thing about doing the live group is that if you join the call afterwards or post in the forum about what your dream or your journey was, I'm able to weigh in and start to help you pick out themes as well. So you're not out there on your own. And the other thing that I include, they are optional, but I have journal prompts after every single Akashic journey where we do the meditation to work with the goddess. So every hour journeys, I have a list of optional journal prompts. And the point of the journal prompts is to get you to lean into the story. Or if you're just seeing the color red, or you're just feeling this sense of a void or abandonment, then the journal prompts help pull you into your subconscious to start pulling it out, even if you're not visualizing it. I have done this group for 4 or 5 years, and I've really never had anyone say that they're not getting anything, especially in the more advanced years. So I've obviously become better every year as a host, and I've never had anyone say that they don't get it or that they don't see anything or that it just works, right? So you don't have to have experience or be good at meditation. There's a ton of practical tools, a ton of journal prompts, a ton of coaching on how to interpret that subconscious place or how to even access it. So don't worry about that. Those would probably be my most prominent FAQs. The only other thing I like to mention is some people have asked, can I tell you what goddess I want to work with? And no, because this is about where we self-abandon, we're likely going to have a slight avoidance to the goddess that we are paired with because she kind of represents something we reject in ourselves. I mean, it's pretty hard to reject a goddess. They're so incredible and you get to feel their power and their personalities. And you might cringe when you hear her name, perhaps, but you'll get to meet her and you'll be like, what a star. So I don't let you choose because you're going to choose someone that you're probably already good at working with. So, for example, I would probably choose Athena, but I would choose Athena because I see how we're similar. I've accepted and embrace those parts of myself right now, which is why I'm drawn to her. And I would maybe be avoidant of someone like Aphrodite, right? And then you're like, oh my God, not her, right? But those are things I'm rejecting. And the whole point is to, if once you meet her, you can't really reject her anymore because she's such a star. And then you'll start to say, hey, maybe I don't have to reject those things in myself. And one really cool final note about this is that it's many years and sometimes the same goddess will show up, 1 year, 2 year, but different students. And my favorite thing is to hear how the goddess teaches sometimes a similar lesson to a different person. And they're telling it to me through their meditation. They'll say, oh, Lakshmi did this one particular thing, or she told me this one particular thing. And I know that last year, who was paired with Lakshmi experienced the same thing. And nothing has ever given me more goosebumps or made me realize how real and embodied these goddesses are. So that's kind of our introduction to Walk on the Wild Side. Hope to see you there because I notice every year I feel so bonded to everyone in that group. Like we're sisters after that. We're priestesses in a sisterhood after Walk on the Wild Side because it is so vulnerable. It is so tight knit. It's so beautiful. So I hope to see you there. And if you have any questions, send me a message.